Moringa or drumstick is one of the most efficient and profitable crops right now in the country. Lot of varieties and lot of options. So we have an expert explaining about all this.
Myself, Dr. Patil, working as Assistant Professor of Seed Science and Technology at Seed University of Horticulture Sciences, Bagalkot, Karnataka, India. Okay, I am here to talk about the cultivation practices of the bhagya drumstick variety. That bhagya variety, it is released from Horticulture University, Bagalkot during 2011 by Dr. M.B. Madalgiri, sir. It is one of the most popular variety in the state and also in the country, so that we are producing the huge quantity of the seeds in bhagya variety every year, and that will be selling to the farmers of the various parts of the country. So it is a nutritionally rich crop. It requires very little management for the production. When it comes to the climatic requirement of this crop, the crop usually grown in climate where the rainfall is low, that is in rain-fed area, we can tell, and temperature range from 30 to 35 degrees Celsius is most suited for growing of this crop. Again comes to the cultivation practices. The major variety I have told, that is the bhagya, and other some varieties are there, PKM1, PKM2, ODC3 and many more are there. Then come to the bhagya variety, the best planting season, we will tell that usually we will recommend June and July is the best planting season for the planting of the bhagya seeds. There are two methods for planting. One is direct seeding and another one is the transplanting. You can follow both the methods based on your requirement. Whenever the soil condition is good, it is black soil or some smooth soil will be there, under such conditions direct planting is recommended. If the soil is hard and red soil, under such conditions you can go for the transplanting of the seedlings. Then seed rate requirement per acre, so that based on the plant spacing we will recommend the seed rate. For example, if you want to plant the bhagya or in drumstick at a 10 by 10 spacing, we usually will recommend 250 gram per acre. If it is more spacing, you can reduce the seed rate. If it is less spacing, and increase the seed rate. There are three plant spacing methods are there. One is, as we recommend, is 10 by 10 feet, and some farmers they are also practicing 12 by 10, that is 12 means 12 plant to plant, 12 row to row, and 10 plant to plant, and 10 by 10, and another one most of the farmers practicing is the 10 by 8 feet spacing, that is routinely we are following that one. Then come to the water management. Usually I have told it is a rain-fed crop, it requires very little water for the development, so that drip irrigation is the best method for irrigation. So that based on the requirement and climatic conditions we have to give the or provide the irrigation. Usually during the development stage, alternately 2 or 3 days, every 2 or 3 days you have to provide through drip at least 4 to 5 years irrigation. After development, during the flowering stage, you can reduce the water requirement. You can make it 5 days interval or 1 week interval. Based on the requirement, we plan for the irrigation. Then other intercropping systems, because many of the farmers asking about what are the intercropping we can grow with the drumstick. I can suggest any crop which crop duration is less than 4 months, you can grow with the drumstick, so that you can grow many of the vegetables like leafy vegetables like palak, coriander and menthe. We can say the fenugreek and cabbage, cauliflower, tomato and many other vegetables we can grow it. Again, some of the pulse crops like green gram, even also you can go for urd, and also many of the pulse crops, groundnut, or you can say it as peanut. Many crops you can grow it, but the height should not be little bit low one. That crop you can grow with the intercropping with the drumstick. Then nutrient management is the most important practice to get the higher yield. Usually this drumstick requires lesser nutrient, so that while planting we have to provide some of the organic fertilizers like FYM or any this vermicompost or any other mode of organic matters you have to provide with the during the planting. With this complementary, you can also provide some of the organic fertilizers like DAP, urea, and also the MOP based on the requirement, and also the soil health status. That is important, because before planting you have to test your soil health status. Then you have to, based on that, you have to plan for the organic fertilizer requirement. Then while during the flowering time, it requires some of the micronutrients and also the some of the organic fertilizer that is required, so that during the flowering time you have to apply 10, 26 NPK kg per hectare. That is one complex fertilizer available, you can apply that one. And also you can apply some of the micronutrients. There are MS32 is there, or magnesium sulfate, ferrous sulfate, zinc sulfate. There are many more micronutrients are available. You can also apply those based on the requirement. That will be the nutrient management. Almost in the drumstick cultivations, better you have to follow the organic cultivation. That is the good. Then other management practices like during the development stage, irrigation and all those things. Weeding, usually you will not get the weeding in the drumstick plot. Initially it will be there, so that you go for the cultivation with the tractor or hand weeding, and many things will be there. Then comes to the other pest and diseases. Usually many of the farmers are asking about what are the major pests that will going to attack on the drumstick plant. I will tell, usually you will not notice many of the diseases on the bhagya or in the drumstick plant, but many of the insects are there. Initially during the development stage, you will be going to have incidence of the sucking pest. You can say it is sucking pest. There are many systematic insecticides are available in the market. You can use those things for control of the sucking pest. Or if you want to go for an organic way, under such conditions you can use the neem oil extract 1 ml per liter of water and go for the spraying. You can control. You can go for 15 days interval spraying. You can easily control this sucking pest. Then sometimes some of the leaf eating caterpillars and some leaf eating larvae, they are going to affect. They will feed on the drumstick plants. So that during that time also you can go for any of the insecticide spray. There are many insecticides are available in the market to control these larvae or these type of pests. So that otherwise you can go for any of the organic way, like neem oil spray, any other things are available in the organic, you can control those things. Then during the fruiting, there is one major pest that is going to attack on the pod, that is the pod fly. This is the most dangerous pest that will going to spoil the entire pod. So it is very fastly, it will going to spread one plant to another and one pod to another pod. So that before start of the fruiting, better you have to put the some of the traps, that is pheromone traps, in per around 10 to 12 traps per acre you have to put in different spacing, so that is better way to control that pod fly. If still it will appears, again you can go for the spraying of the neem oil. It's one of the best control measure, because the pod will be using as a vegetable, so that you can plan for only in organic way to spray the pod. That is the pest and disease management in the thing. Again, many of the farmers, they don't want to grow that that drumstick too high, that the length that plant height should not be more than the 10 feet 9 feet like that. So that you have to reduce the height of the plant. You have to practice pinching. The pinching will be practiced once the plant attain the height of 2 feet, or after 60 days after planting you start with pinching. That is, pinching means removal of the shoot, the main shoot, emerging shoot. You have to cut the emerging shoot 10 to 15 centimeter of the emerging shoot, so that will help to produce more and more number of side branches, so that will reduce the height of the plant. Then it will be practiced up to 60 days to up to 120 days, at least 3 to 4 times. Then you can reduce the height of the plant. This is the one practice majorly the farmers are practicing to reduce the height. Then come to the during harvesting and other things. We will tell that usually that that drumstick crop attains flowering after 6 months after planting. Then after planting, once the plant once the flowers are appear, from flower appearance it will make it a mature fruit, it will take around 45 to 50 days. From flower to mature pod, it will take 45 to more than 1.5 months it will take to get the one mature pod. Especially in bhagya, there is a why it is most popular, because in one plant of bhagya you can see there will be some flowers that are emerging, some small pods are there, some mature parts are there, then some of the parts are ready to harvest. This is the typical behavior of the bhagya variety. You can get in all these things in one plant. So that once the flowering will starts after 6 months, within 8 months you will get the fruiting. So that once the fruiting start, it will be there. For example, if you planted in the month of June and July, you may get the fruiting in the month of January. Still it will be there up to the month of May, till the monsoon comes. That will be there. Continuously go for the harvesting of the fruit. Then what about the yield? It is the major requirement of the every farmer. They want how much yield we may get from this drumstick. Here we will tell the yield is entirely depends upon the how we will going to manage the crop. Again, that cultivation practices, where we have grown, the climatic condition, then soil fertility, everything it will be there. Then what spacing you have planted. Usually if it is a first year plant, it will be around, you may get around 200 to 250 fruits per plant. It is on an average. Sometimes it is varies with respect to the climatic conditions. You can say in terms of kg, around 15 to 18 kg you may get in the first year. Then second year, again it will be doubled. In second year plant, if it is the age of the plant is 2 years, again in during that time you may get around one plant you may get around 400 to 500 pods. The yield is around 25 to 30 kg. If it is third year plant, the yield is again it is increased. Around one plant you may get around 500 to 600 fruits or pods, and yield is around 30 to 35 kg. It is per plant if it is well managed. Again, sometimes there is some problems will be there, because all plants are not equally grown. That will maybe varied, but on an average you take it from after third year onwards, you will get definitely going to get, if you manage it well, definitely going to get around 30 to 35 kg per plant. Then come to the different varieties. Because I am talking about only bhagya, there are many varieties that will be there in the country. The most popular one is the bhagya, PKM1, PKM2, ODC3 and Momax 3. There are many other private companies, they are released some varieties, they are also popular. But that all varieties having their own characters. But ODC is export oriented, and bhagya and PKM1 and 2 are only for domestic market. Their high rate of consumption will be there. So that these are the varieties. Again, the Dhanraj variety is there, very small pod one, it will be there. So that when it comes to the bhagya pod, it is going to give around 1 to 1.5 feet length pods. Dark green color pods will be there. Then pulp is very tasty, aromatic, the aroma is very nice. So that because of that, again the consumer preference will be very much to the bhagya, because we have given this variety to different parts of the country. Because in Odisha, even in Rajasthan, UP, Haryana, many of the farmers, they are asking about our bhagya variety. Again, not only the market for pod, here in Drumstick, the market of every part of the plant will be going to get the benefit. Even you can take leaves, flower and seed. They have some of the rich nutritional content, so that there is a most popular in international market. So that leaves, you can dry it, you can harvest the leaves and dry it and make it powder. There are many that drumstick tablets, powder tablets are available now in market, because they contain high nutritional properties like ferrous and calcium. Especially they are good for pregnancy women. Then flour also, it will be used as to prepare the bhaji and other dishes will be using. Again, the seed, sometimes seed is used for further sowing, and sometimes that seed is also using for the extraction of the oil, because that oil is very costly. I think I know per 1 kg of the oil the cost is around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. So that it will be very useful for the lubricants and also for the cosmetic industries. So that nowadays there is also the seed oil is also gaining most important in the drumstick. So that overall I will tell you that one of the most important crop at present condition in future also, because with low expenditure, we will going to get the higher returns, because even now at present market you can see the pod rate is around, on an average it will be there more than 70 to 120 rupees at present. If you get from when it will be profitable means, if you get from 1 kg pod, if you get 25 to 30 rupees also, it is a profitable one. If it is less than that, okay, but always in market I will tell you, for 3 pods it will cost around 10 rupees. If you 1 kg, if you take around, you will get 120 to 25 pods in 1 kg means definitely going to around 50 to 60 rupees per kg. So that it is I will tell you, it is one of the most important crop with respect to the nutritional and any other purpose, and it is gaining more and more important. Many of the farmers are not only growing in half acres, it is growing in 50 acres, because I have known many of the farmers, they are growing 10 acres, 15, 20, both for pod, leaves, export oriented, many things will be there. If you want any more information about this drumstick cultivation and bhagya variety, you may contact to me. Thank you.